Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Hello? Can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? With you? So I want to tell the audience to do Okasa. Yeah, I call to Nelly first.
You're on the live right now.
Yeah, I know. I want to tell them to say first Okasa. Okay, I call it to Nelly.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, Mazo Buma is something. We are very glad to know. Nero, by the young man, my big like Corona, the young man, and you are Okada Sulaiman. Okada Sulaiman, since Tom, you Okada Level, she Okada Sulaiman. Now, me go on to my own, Okada Nava, and then you know, I lay like soon. Okada Kayagan, Vasigan, Papa, Toda, Kadino, Jito, Yapa, Sinji, Ajuma, Atama, Dutia, Tatia. The J, don't take out, and Thomas Subin and not enough. Any group or one young one. The Gaji Usuda Yizui Gaji Usuda also came up area Tanga and Natomani and Niba Siadama Shipu Uzo Uyo Macho Roya Kuduka Sirena Oda Randi Jondo Ji We Jong Kudu Tana Kuduka Sirena Taga Jong. Welundu, Gaji, Soe-Than, Welundu, Jesus Shen, Soe-Than, Budu, Amya, Kauya, Dugri, Neban Chanda, Kauswa, Yauchi, Yashi, Nang, Chipasi. Ambandi, that's right. Ambandi, Tidarani Nagaha, Densa Dilan. Kamaya Sami, Anogangadwa, Dilan Data, Mibandi, Tutiyambi, Dadiyambi, Hambandi, Tidarani Nagaha, Yesa Dilan, Kamaya Sami, Anogangadwa, Dilan Data, Mibandi, Dadiyambi, Hambandi, Tidarani Nagaha, Yesa Dilan, Kamaya Sami, Anogangadwa, Dilan Data, Mibandi, Yamawada, Midawadita, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Gissami.
Dutiyami Buddha Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Dhamma Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Sangha Dharanam Gissami.
Dutiyami Buddha Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Dhamma Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Sangha Dharanam Gissami.
Dutiyami Buddha Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Dhamma Dharanam Gissami. Dutiyami Sangha Dharanam Gissami.
Gissami, Datyami, Damandana Gissami, Datyami, Tangandana Gissami.
Edarana Gamana Maribuna
Amabane Vashakya.
Manadi Bada Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami
Manadi Bada Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami.
Adena Dana Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami
Adena Dana Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami.
Kamedu Mesa Sara Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami
Sara Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami.
Mudavada Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami
Navara Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami.
Dura Miraya Mesa Pamadachana Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami
Vinamite Gavanamadi Yami.
Idami Bunya
Idami Bonya.
Adavokaya
Adavokya.
Wahotu
Wahotu.
Ida
Ida.
Bunya Bagan
Bonya Bada.
Kalen Katata
Narekata.
Soe-Than
Soe-Than.
Dema
Hema.
Yene Yaku
Yane Yaku.
Taradavomani Dhagawa Yu Danya
Pibudanya.
Kudodana Go
Kudodana Ro.
Welondu
Welondu.
Dagaji
Dagaji.
Soe-Than
Soe-Than.
Sayaro
Sayaro.
Dagamai Maswe
Nagmayi Maswe.
Ataminya
Tataminya.
Maiswe Deghanuma
Maiswe Danoya.
Supang Kau Logo
Supang Kamu Logo.
Anya Biwai
Anya Bewebai.
Anya Biwai
Anya Bewebai.
Anya Biwai
Anya Bewebai.
Adu Anu Morana
Taru Tugoda.
Kosunai Maze
Koso Naimazi.
Welondu
Welondu.
Soe-Than
Soe-Than.
Adatesha
Adatensha.
Chisenga
Chisenga.
Kayagamu
Kayagamu.
Abiti Pinge
Pichi Pinge.
Wasigamu
Wasigamu.
Abiti Pinge
Pichi Pinge.
Menogamu
Nogaramu.
Abiti Pinge
Pichi Pinge.
Kemoji Sevang Suato
Kemonji Maso.
Yerana Tumba
Yerana.
Niba Siatama
Miba Siatama.
Jesu Shen
Jesu Shen.
Yahanda
Yahanda.
Isika Buddha
Isaka Buddha.
Loki Saya
Yogi Saga.
Lokuttara Siatu Honai
Loki Saga Bonai.
Imami Do
Timami Do.
Abhinya Shige Nyahan
Pinachigana.
Wecha Naumavadi
Wincha Damavadi.
Ajinodo Male Ni Khan Kulubai
Intan Polabai.
Kau Ya Tukri
Kaya Udi.
Yau Shiba Sidri
Yashi Badiri.
Bố mới đạt được này là sao đó mới đạt được việc cô sao để xử
Okay.
Namada Sagavale Juvendra Kisaju Devanda Tadama Munirasa Tadunadu Tadamakare Yamanavana Kalo Yamadanda Yamanavana Kalo Yamadanda Yamanavana Kalo Yamadanda Garani Yamada Kudarina Yadanda Marabhi Jamisa Go Susan, do Susan, do I so set up, not in my day. I don't go, son, the Rosa, Magazosa, Obi. And then your son, the Rosa, Magamobi, you are not the Nasa, go down, Master, with your very Uba, Loki, no one gave me no, do Nabata, do Kitana. Yes, in Banabu, did the Nawa, Igawa, you are Manda, Missy Barana, Gagula, Eda, you are the Jayava today, when the Avi today, Udawa, Namba, Wediwa, Tabana, to it. Nama Robert, Nigo Bila, Nadinida, Kadasi, Nagazi, Yarabana, Badiga, Nina, Duga, Messiah, Mada, Yaka, Yamuna, Mayuga, Kabuda, Maduragi, Ewe, Bila, Buddha, to Manadamba, with Yamari Mana, Medesa, the Wagana, May Manadamba, with Yamari Mana, Oda, Nosa, Didisa, the Meda, Awida, Bata, Eda, Sarah, Didina, Wadino, Yamada, Yamido, Eda, the Day, Yamami, Yara, Yamao, Eda, the Bagamabila, Wadana, Mano, Kameda, Winea, Gina, Nice, and Nugabati, Amuna, Rigi. It is not Abraham, Namamulo. Ways us another, but no to get all of we go. And over the body, Mother, and the Ladiva, Buddha, Mulo, Bagawa. Ragado, Bagawa, Naramo. And they go, I got go, but they go, but they go. There's a down, we double, we do it. Nobody Mano, Bhagavato, Navaganamo. Uso Bedi Mano, Bhagavato, Navaganamo. Yaya Bedi Mano, Bhagavato, Navaganamo. Nandi Sebedi Mano, Bhagavato, Navaganamo. Yadida Sedari Purina Yugadida, Purina Bogada. Ila Bhagavato, Navaganamo. Ahudiyo, Mahudiyo, Nagiyo, Isarigaradiyo, Anagaram, Bonya, Kidam, Bogataji. Waduna, Mingalam, Regan, Lavadivana, Lava Buddha, Wina, Traduki, go and do it. Waduna, Mingalam, Regan, Lavadivana, Lava Dema, Wina, Traduki, go and do it. Wadu dawa mingalam regandu dawa devana dawa tangga duba wina dalam duki bawendu di awal adu kamu kisah kita boleh, no? Seniman, no?
Okay, Pomo, itu nyai temare. Pomo zonga ni tolai biari. Okay. Thank you very much, Ashen Pomoga. Now, for the next program, I would like to invite my oldest brother, Victor, to come speak for my dad.
Thank you very much for attending my father, Daniel's funeral. I'm Victor, his eldest son. I'm thankful that the technology makes it possible for us not only to have the funeral, but also to invite people from all over the world, even in this very difficult time. Aside from the family, I didn't know much about his social life, but I can have a glance to see how much he is missed by seeing so many people joining this Zoom meeting. To represent the family, I would like to give the eulogy. To be honest, I did not expect I would be standing here talking about my father's eulogy this fast. My dad was someone I could respect, be proud of, and lean on when I needed help, knowing that he would be there for me no matter what situation I was in. I wish I could tell him how much I love him and care about him, but it's too late to let him know. My dad was a family man. He was always with us and made every effort to support his family. He was the best father for us. I will never forget his unconditional love and cherish it with his character. My dad was never a man of many words, but he expressed his love through his actions. A few weeks before he passed away, he had finished his renovation in his restaurant. He said to me, "Whatever I've done is for you, Victor. If I die right now, I will not be able to take anything with me. All you have to do is to work hard and grow more from here." At the time, I could not imagine what was going to happen to him in the next few weeks. So I replied to him, "Dad, it's way too early for you to say that. You'll be working with my mom and me in the foreseeable future." I wish I could reassure him by promising business successions. The greatest memory of him for me is, of course, working together at the restaurant. While he was providing the service in the front of the house, Mom was helping me out in the back of the kitchen, and I was cooking at the stove. In the fast-paced environment, we could not have good eye contact in our communications. But it was enough for me that he was just there. He spoke with his back. I was lucky that he passed on so much of his knowledge to me by working together. I feel so grateful to have had as much time with my father as I did. During the rebel in Burma in 1990s, it makes my dad decided to move the family to Canada. And while we are taking root in Vancouver, he experienced a turbulent time of his life. But I think he had a good time, especially in his 60s, once he started his semi-retirement. He visited Myanmar several times, stayed there for a few months at each visit, allowing himself to see his best friends, as well as his old-time friends from university. In Canada, he had more time to spend on what he liked to do, such as trying different foods at various restaurants, going shopping for his restaurant essential, which sometimes were called a necessary item by Mom, and spending time with his loving 3 grandchildren. On his last birthday in November, he was mad at me that I didn't give him any present, because in my eyes, he had everything, and I had no idea what to give. But I still believe he got everything in his life. On his last birthday. The best example is Mom. She is a woman of strength. She's always been the best friend and soulmate for Dad. They went through good times and hardships side by side and hand in hand. He was always proud of her as a wife, as a mother, and as a business owner. It's disappointing that we won't be celebrating their 40th anniversary next year, but we will still unite it as a family and move on. We miss him so much already and feel heartbroken to no longer have him here with us. We can't see him anymore, but I think he's watching us from the sky. Dad, I won't say goodbye because we will visit you someday and see you again. I love you, and you will always be in a special place in our hearts. His memory will forever carry on. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Now I would like to ask my mom to come up and say her farewell to my dad. 你不要了呀？ဒီမှာကပြောအောင်။မိုက်ဒီနေချပြီနော်။
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. My name is Daisy, the wife of Daniel Chan. On behalf of my late husband and our family, I want to thank everyone for attending this service, whether it be here in person, virtually, through Zoom on the live stream. As you can no doubt guess, this has been an incredibly difficult time for not only myself, but my family and our friends. My husband was always the center of attention. Whether it be a family gathering or greeting a stranger at the restaurant with a smile, Daniel often had a positive impact and left a strong impression wherever he went. Having been by his side for so long, it is easy to forget just how many lives he had touched. Over the last few weeks, I was reminded of this. Across the globe, condolences and prayers, both as friends and families from all over, reach out to myself and my family. I was reminded just how much my husband meant to so many people. To those who reach out, I want to say thank you for keeping us and Daniel in your thoughts. Your words and gestures mean so much to us, but I know it means ever more for Daniel. I want to take this time to say special thanks to some people who have helped and supported us through these difficult times. I apologize in advance if I miss anyone. I would like to thank all the close families and relatives, Daniel's St. Paul school buddies, friends who are across the countries, our Buddhist monk, Pongpo Ugosaka, and my best friend, Puma Kain in Yangon, owner of the Shwebazon Bakery. I am deeply touched and very appreciative of all the support you all have provided. To those who have supported us with the next steps in the process. Anna, Anita and family, Kusanin, Eric, Janetta, Janta, and like a brother Soe-Than family. Words can begin to describe the generosity you have provided with your time and effort in helping us move on. Thank you very much. I also want to take a moment and recognize Anita and Vinay for their help in caring of Daniel while he was in the hospital and for being there of us during his last moments here on earth. You show so much love and support by proactively keeping us up to date, educating us on the situation, guiding us along the process, and ensuring the physicians they have provided the best care possible for my husband. Anita, you and your family have done so much for us over the years. My family, I can't begin to express our gratitude towards you and your family. To be able to call you your family has truly been an honor. Once again, I want to thank everyone for all that you have done for us during these difficult times. With this, I want to take a moment and say my last farewell to my husband in our Burmese language. I apologize in advance to those who cannot understand Burmese. Please bear with me. Along Mingala Bashin. Soe-Than, Jama ko MPV, Papa, Jesus Miaiti Mare. Imitama. Ataya lo yung jaga pipare. Mimani mitasu miya alongo. Shidama mama yati yue. Pawago letwe koge bare. Kekeri miyaji ko le chupya nage bare. Let us masa yue yakuti sini mauna letwe nyine. Let me get a regule. I look simply mune, Panajigo, Yaktuage Babishi. Yakulo, Kaleto Amyamugule, Duyabi Pindi Babi. Pioshun Jimia Yanijin a Pipabi. Didi in Ojavi. Look and Gaumia Gole, Kusi Shijabi Tapindi Babi. 3 months only, the Mecare, Luzoma, Kamunjare, Changunjabare. Mito Yamne, Aguso Lucianle, Mito Yamne, September Sui, Nauta Militiaku, Tayabarome. Taja Sasuya, Teko Sebio, Shizi Jimare Paye, Pawama Piosia, Sadosia, Yashi Badi. Papa Piodruve, Kovici Bidoshi, Mima, Champi Maloe, Kabayu, Pamesuraro. A court account him a port I know what no, Paye. Simio meeting at Baumiani, the Najian Bangdimi Alo, Bonamari Aloa, Puta Bijare, Pamiane, Tunisian, Maniole, a 2-bed Jesu Tishibare, Alongo, appreciate Pepare. Papai, Kamia took a labazi. Papa Dracule, Susuya Nebiro, Kudo Kamuri, Miai, Pilo Baby, Dinanga, Nimaka, Mabu, Piamiro, Mitasu like. Tunisia Miao Piare Pasani, Alu Ludabi Wabiro, Yote Boa Nebiro, Taru Konaimazi, Sudamari. Apa mimia to pumbuwa male pyo shin ba si. Apa su down ထားတဲ့အတိုင်းအမြဲတမ်းပြောတဲ့မိမကိုဆူတောင်းထားတဲ့အတိုင်းနေဘဝဆက်တိုင်းမှာငှက်ဖြစ်နေတော့တခါရနေရချင်းပါလေဆိုရက်အတူတူဆွေတို့မိသားစုနဲ့ဒီရပါစေလို့အချိန်မြေဆူတောင်းခဲ့ပါတယ်မိသားစုကိုလည်းအချိန်မြေပြန်ရောက်ပြီးတော့ဝင်လာနိုင်ပါစေလို့ဆူတောင်းပေးပါတယ်ပပကလို့ဆွေတို့မိသားစုကိုရုတ်တရက်ခွဲခွာတော့ရင်မကွဲမတတ်ခံစားပါတယ်ပပကိုလည်းအများကြီးချစ်ပါတယ်လို့ပပကိုလည်းနောက်ထပ် promise လေးတစ်ခုပေးပြပါစေပပရဲ့တက်တန်း66နှစ်ဆိုတာအင်မတန်မှအရန်ခဲ့ပါသေးတယ်ပပပြောတဲ့အတိုင်း85နှစ်လောက်ထိတော့ပြန်နေခြင်းနဲ့ဆိုတာပြောထားတာကိုမှတ်မိပါတယ်အခုတော့66နှစ်နဲ့ပဲဆွေတို့မိသားစုကိုခွဲခွာသွားပြီဆိုတော့အရန်ဝမ်းနေရတယ်ဘာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်အပားကိုဆွေခရီးပေးပါတယ်ဆွေသည်အပားပေါ်မှာတစ္ဆာအပြည့်ဖြစ်တည်တည်တဆုံးတိအောင်ချစ်သွားမှာပါသားသမီးမြေးများဖြစ်လေတတ်နိုင်တဲ့လောက်ပျော်ရွှင်အောင်နေသွားပါမယ်ဆွေဝါသနာပါလဲပါပြီးတော့အပားအမြဲတမ်းဆွေပေါ်မှာအားပေးခဲ့တဲ့အစားတောက်နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးမိမသည်နံပါတ်1ဆိုတဲ့အတိုင်းလာစာကင်းကိုလေတားချင်းအတူလက်တွဲ၍ပုံမကြီးပွားတိုးတက်အောင်ဆောင်ရွက်သွားပါမယ်လို့ကတိပြုပါတယ်အပားအတွက်လည်းကုသိုလ်ကောင်းမှုများပြုလုပ်သွားမယ်ပပရောက်နေရဘဝကနေပြီးတော့ဆွေပြုသမျှကုသိုလ်ကိုအမျှတမ်းပေးပေးပါတယ်အပါရဲ့သာဓုခေါ်ဆိုနိုင်ပါစေအပါအမျှသာဓုပပရဲ့အမျှသာဓုပပရဲ့အမျှသာဓုပါ
Thank you, Mom. Now we would like to play a short video clip of the grandson Kay pays a tribute to his grandpa. Thank you, Kay. Next, I would like to welcome our close relative, Uncle Albert, to speak for my dad.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah. Hi, good morning, everybody. I first met on a trip with my immediate family to Myanmar, where he and Daisy hosted us. He impressed me as a very knowledgeable, sociable, and kind gentleman. I was happy that our family developed a very close bonding with them. Due to the unstable political situation in Myanmar, Soe-Than and Daisy decided to immigrate to Canada on February 2nd, 2002, so his children, Victor, Nellie, and Jake, would have better future opportunities. During his early years in Vancouver, Soe-Than encountered some hardships establishing himself in a new environment, but with his focus, determination, sacrifice, and business acumen, he and Daisy survived and prospered. he was very proud of the Southeast Asian restaurants they built in a popular location in Vancouver, and how each member of his family has contributed to its success. Unfortunately, Soe-Than caught the coronavirus and passed away peacefully and without much suffering. In my view, he was a good father and caring husband, and set an example about what it takes to support a family through the rough time. My hope is that due to his years practicing good karma, he will be reincarnated in another favorable existence in the future life cycle in Canada, a place that he loves so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Uncle Albert. Now I would like to speak eulogy for my dad. My name is Nellie. I'm Daniel's middle child. I want to start off by thanking everyone who have shown so much love, help, and support during this time to my family and I. Also, thank you for attending the service in person or virtually today to honor my dad, to celebrate my father's beautiful life. Although today is going to be a very hard day, I want to take this time to remember and honor the special memories I had with my dad. My dad was a very funny, stubborn, kind-hearted, and loving family man. He lived his life the way he wanted it without any restraints. He called himself and definitely lived by the quote, "November guy, I am who I am. Your approval isn't needed." A typical Scorpio. With that said, he was brutally honest, loved to socialize with people, and very outgoing. Definitely not an introvert. He was adored, loved, and respected by a lot of people because of his unique character, and there's a certain charm to his honesty and sincerity. He speaks the truth, straightforward, and sometimes doesn't have any filter. The sincerity and love he showed our family as a loyal husband and an incredible father had a huge impact on who I am today. He's definitely a family man. One of the many treasured memories of my dad was my childhood. My dad loved to travel, and he loved family vacations. Ever since I was young, he always ensured we had the most amazing and most fun summer trips every year. Ever since I can remember from young age until we moved to Canada in 2002, we always have a very enjoyable family trip in Burma, all planned by my dad. He showed us the best of what Burma can offer. I still remember those trips to this day. The type of family man he was. Whenever he discovered a new restaurant in Burma, especially those of Western style, for example, a hamburger, a pork chop restaurant, or a buffet, that's open as the first in the country, He would make sure to take the whole family to try it out instead of him going there alone with his coworkers or friends. While growing up, my dad was very protective of me, especially because I'm a girl and I was always his little daughter. Even when I'm in my 30s, he was my hero. Whenever I'm in trouble or need help, my dad was the first person I would think of. I know I can always rely on him, whether I'm stuck in snow, got into a car accident, a flat tire, or needed a ride to the university for my exam. He always drives me to and from my high school part-time work that's in Soe-Than, even when he doesn't have enough time to sleep, working 2 jobs. It had always been my dad who was there for me. He spoiled me and gave me everything I wanted. He would always say yes to anything I or any of his children asked. There was never a no as an answer from my dad for any of our asks for help. I specifically remember a particular time and treasure the most. It was when I was in university, when my mom has to go back and forth between Victoria and here to run our sushi business. And it was only my dad and I living in Ladner for majority of the days in a week. My dad never cooked. He knows how to enjoy good food and critique others, how they should be cooked, but he never once cooked even rice in his life because my mom spoiled him. He just needs to sit down at dining table when the food is ready and eat. Well, it was until he had to live with his beloved daughter, me, who is very much like him. We're both very similar and are both lazy to cook, or we just simply can't cook. Nonetheless, I was busy with the exams at the time, and for the first time in his life, he cooked rice for me. Yes, even with the rice cooker, he had never had to make rice. He did dinner that my mom had cooked and froze and have them ready on the table. Then call me to let me know that, "Daughter, come home after your study. Dad has prepared hot rice and meal for you to eat." To others, it may not sound much, but it meant a lot to me, because my father, who never cooked and had someone always served him, he actually served me. Those were the unspoken and unconditional love that he had showed through his action. The latest and greatest memories of the time with my dad are the recent years, when I became a mother to Sophie. We got to spend more quality time together as he loved visiting us on a weekly basis, or us as to bring Sophie out, and him being the best grandpa to her. And I got to watch him spoil her. He loved his grandchildren very much. My dad was a great role model, and he taught me a lot. It doesn't have to be big lectures, but it's the little things that he did or told us and educated us here and there. He loved music, especially rock music primarily and country music secondarily. I, who grew up in Burma, would not have the knowledge of the greatest legend of rock bands like the Eagles, the Beatles, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, ABBA, and so on, if it was not for my dad. His love for music was vast. He was a free soul and would break out to dancing when his favorite band is playing. Some may call it he's got the moves like Mick Jagger, but I used to joke and say, "Dad, when you dance, you look like a cylindrical barrel just spinning around." In Burmese saying, it's "Si Bain Le Ni De Lo Wei," because he was chubby. He taught me how to be honest, work hard, and enjoy life to the fullest with what we have, and to love family. He taught me how to help others without expecting anything back, and to earn money the right way. His motto in life is, don't worry, do nothing, and everything will be fine. He would say this quote when he sees us being stressed for little things in life. He encouraged us not to be too ambitious and greedy when it comes to money or career. He didn't want us to live a stressful life and wanted us to be able to enjoy life and live happily in the moment with family and friends, with what we have. He truly was a great example of living a stress-free life. If you remembered him, he had a full head of luscious hair, and he's got the most hair among our whole family. That says a lot about living a stress-free life. Even to his last day, he looked dashing, rocking his full head of natural silver white hair. He taught me the most important of respect, honesty, and loyalty to family, friends, and to significant others. He sets an example, the way he loved, cared for, and treasured my mom. He loved her with all of his heart. They were their first sweetheart boyfriend and girlfriend to each other, and they were together for almost 48 years through thick and thin. He taught me something right, I guess, and I followed his footsteps and found my husband. I married my first love, my first ever boyfriend, and now my husband, William. Dad, I will always remember you in my heart because you and I are very much alike. We both hated vanilla ice cream and would prefer chocolate flavor over vanilla. I'll remember you when I'm helping out at Laksa King. We both tended the customers in the front. You were so happy, and there are so much memories of you everywhere there. I'll always remember you at every family birthdays and family dinners and Christmas. When I'm eating durian, when I'm being short-tempered, frustrated, and stubborn just like you. Even when I'm shopping and spending money unwisely, I'll remember you. He once told my husband, William, to train me on how to manage my money better. But Dad, I hate to say it, I'm just like you. You weren't that smart with your money either. You've worked so hard in your life, and you were always so busy and you never stopped working. I guess that's why God decided to give you a break and let you rest now. May you rest in peace, Dad. You've done everything you could as a father, and no one can be compared to you, and we cannot ask for more. Thank you for your unconditional love and things that you have done for our family and sacrifices you made. I promise to love our family and take care of Mom, your beloved wife, just like you did. I will continue to work hard and try to enjoy life in the moment. I'm sure you'll be watching and smiling up on us. Until we meet again, Dad. I miss you so much, and I love you.
Hello, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, as Nellie mentioned, I'm Nellie's husband. My name is William. I'm also the son-in-law of Daniel, aka Dad, aka Papa Chan. We've heard some really good stories today from the perspectives of family and friends. So I thought it'd be interesting to share some of my stories from the experience as the son-in-law. If I'm honest, I can't remember and recall the first time I actually met Mom and Dad. Was it at a dinner? Was it at a lunch? I couldn't remember because I was too worried and nervous about making a good first impression. But the thing I remembered most from that meeting was the closeness that the family had, the kindness that they showed, and how they welcomed me from the first day I met them. The first interaction I recall with Dad was one not any boyfriend would want to remember or experience, especially not one where they're dating the only daughter in the family for just about a year. I was driving Nellie home one winter. It was a massive snowstorm on Highway 17, black ice. Long story short, the car spun and we were in a ditch. Not knowing what to do, Nellie suggested calling her dad, as he was reliable, but more importantly, he was close. Reluctantly, I accepted the offer, nervous for the lecture and beatdown and embarrassment that was about to come, as I put his only daughter in danger. But as many of you know, Daniel, that was not the type of person Dad was. And when he arrived, there was no lecture, no beatdown. Instead, he came with a smile that we all know so well and asked us, were we okay? And when it was established that we were mentally okay, he took my damaged car and gave me his car, and we drove back to my house, to my home, from Ladner to Vancouver. On the drive back, I thought to myself, how could someone act so kindly and selfless for someone he barely knew? After all, I've only dated his daughter for about a year, and I just put her life in danger. But that was the type of person Dad was. Very kind. But Dad wasn't just a kind person. He was a very funny person as well. Now, I wouldn't call him an outright hypocrite, but there have been times when Dad have been close. If you ever wonder why there's a fish tank at the Loxa King restaurant, you can have Nellie to thank for that. We were at the restaurant one time, and I was lecturing Nellie on how much we were spending on these goldfish and how expensive it was, especially since she was killing most of them. Lo and behold, Dad joined the conversation, and surprisingly enough, he took my side and told Nellie that spending the money on the fish was stupid. A couple days later, we come back to the restaurant, and sure enough, this giant tank was in the front of the restaurant with these big goldfish. Dad comes over and greets me with that smile like he does for all his patrons at the restaurant, and he asks me, "What do you think?" I thought to myself, what do I think? What the heck? A couple days ago you told me that this is the stupidest expenditure that we could bet, and here you are with the biggest fish tank and the biggest goldfish I've seen. I can go on with many stories like this, but that was just the type of dad that Dad was. But the moment that I remember most was when I approached Mom and Dad to ask their permission to marry Nellie. Not surprisingly, they were shocked. So much so that I thought they were going to say no, even though I had the ring out. Turns out they were actually they were overjoyed and could not hide their tone. And when they gave me their blessing, I thanked them, not as Mom and Dad, but I was referring to them as Uncle and Aunt. And that's when Dad put his arm on my shoulder and told me, "Hey, don't call me Uncle. Going forward, call me Dad." And from that day forward, I called him Dad, and he would refer to me as my son. Truth be told, he never saw me as a son-in-law. He always treated me as one of his own. When I succeeded, he was there to congratulate me. When I made mistakes, he showed kindness and understanding. When I needed help, he never said no. And when I was injured, he was genuinely concerned. Both Dad and I have bad backs, but he would always be the one to tell me to take it easy and insist that he did the heavy lifting, even though I was the younger one. I didn't understand why he did all these things before, until I became a father myself, and I realized then why. He did these things because he was a father and he loved his children. Our family has a lot of traditions, Christmas hot pot, dinners at Number 9 restaurant, spontaneous pho at Soe-Than in Richmond, to say a few. It was always a happy gathering with food. Dad never spared any expenses when it came to family gatherings, because what was most important for him was that everyone was having a great time. But none of these traditions will ever be the same. When these moments come, I will be happy to know that he is with us, but sad that he isn't. Dad, although our time together was short, you've taught me a lot and showed me what it was to be a real family man. I will miss the many conversations we had about various things, but none more so than the future of our family. Although I'm grateful that you have lived a full life watching your children become adults and seeing them raise families of their own, I am saddened that your journey is cut so short. You had so much to live for. You will forever be missed, but never forgotten. Jeju Jimbate. Yeah.
Thank you. Now we would like to play the two beautiful piano pieces that my best friend, Annalisa Pasco, has recorded as a tribute to my dad. She has been with me through thick and thin, and during my dad's last moments, and had helped and supported me and my family. Thank you, Anna, for everything you've done and for playing my dad's favorite songs from his most favorite bands, the Eagles, Already Gone, and the Beatles, Let It Be. Now I would like to welcome my youngest brother, Jake.
Good morning, and hello everyone. My name is Jake, and I'm Daniel's youngest son. Thank you to those who took the time to virtually attend my father's service. Thank you to those who have supported us during this difficult time by sending prayers, flowers, and condolences. My dad, he was my hero, my everything. Dad was a very caring and loving father to us. He loved us so much that he would do anything to make us feel comfortable and happy. Dad worked hard for his family and never once complained. Dad was a leader, and he lived his life the way he wanted to live. He was never afraid to fail, and he lived without regrets. Dad's favorite pastime was traveling and eating. Man, does he love to eat. Because my mom, she's a great cook. I still remember our road trips around Burma every summer, and I look forward to them since they were always fun and amazing. He would drive hours on end in a not-so-reliable car on a not-so-reliable road. Back then, there was no actual gas stations, no GPS, no cell phones in Burma. But he always plans ahead and very confident that he can drive us from point A to point B safely all over Burma. He wanted us to show how beautiful the country is and to explore different cuisines and to learn different cultures within Burma. When we moved to Canada, we did some road trips together as well. The trips to Alberta and California were very memorable for me. I surely will miss the road trips and traveling with my father. My dad has always been there for me since I was born. His unconditional love and support was always there, regardless of whether I was with him or kilometers away. I moved out of home when I was 19 years old to study civil engineering at the University of Alberta in Edmonton. Even though I was over 1,000 kilometers away, Dad and I spoke over the phone almost every day. Mostly to say, how are you and how are things? But I remember the time where I was absolutely devastated after taking a very difficult final exam in my second year. It was the Calculus 3. There were 5 multiple choice questions and 2 long answers. Maybe I was only able to answer 2 of the multiple choices, guess the other 3, maybe got half of one of the long answers and didn't even know how to begin the other long answers. Let's just say I didn't do so hot in that exam. I was down and devastated. I needed to talk to someone, so I called Dad. And I said, Dad, I think I just failed the exam and maybe the course. Without asking any other questions to me, he can sense that I was shaken and frustrated by the exam, so my dad simply just said, so what? He said, so what if you fail? You take the course again, try one more time, and you'll be fine. You'll pass. Before I was talking to my dad there, I was thinking all the negatives about not getting into co-op work term in summer, having to spend more money and time on school. But for my dad, he just wants me to be okay. For him, nothing else matters. Even if I fail, he lets me know that he got my back and will encourage me to succeed. After I calmed down a bit, Dad asked me, well, what are you doing now? And I said, well, I'm gonna go grab something to eat and study for 2 more finals that I have tomorrow. And he said, forget about it. Don't study for those exams. Just go grab your dinner, go to the gym, shoot some hoops, and get some rest. Well, I took his advice, and I did well on those 2 exams. And for the Calculus 3, I actually ended up passing the exam and didn't have to redo. I surely will miss having those conversations with my dad and getting valuable advice from him. Dad made me a person that I am today, and I will continue to honor him by being a caring, loving, honest, hardworking son, husband, and soon to be a father. Dad, with all my heart, I will always remember you. Cherish our great memories, and I promise you, you will never be forgotten. I love you, and may your kind soul rest in peace. In honor of my dad, I'd like to share this presentation with all of you, so please enjoy. Thank you.
May you ever grow in our hearts. You are the grace that placed yourselves where lives were torn apart. You called out to our country and you whispered to those in pain. Now you belong to heaven and the stars spell out your name. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wind, never fading with the sunset when the rain set in. And your footsteps will always follow you along England's greenest hills. Your candles burned out long before your legend never will.
This concludes our celebration of life for my dad. As a final farewell, thank you very much everyone for attending and your kind gestures. As a final farewell, I would like to ask everyone who is attending here to come and bow to Dad and say goodbye. Thank you to the staff at the Burquitlam Funeral Home for making this as easy as possible for our family. Thank you. Cô coi hiện bảo rồi.
။